Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Archetypical in our AI Chatter series in episode 4 weeks in a row. I'm happy we got a good streak going. Why don't we bring Ken and Marty in? I'll have you guys do intros for us as well here. But this time I'm going to switch it up again and go, Ken, you're first this time. Intro.
Hey, I'm Ken. I'm a former academic economist turned data science guy, and been around the tech world for quite some time now. Marty,
Hang on, where are you, Ken?
I'm in Florida today. Yep,
Loving the palm
pretty,
trees.
pretty not so bad. Here in Boston, totally. You guys are probably snow, a little bit of flakes coming down.
Oh,
None of
yeah.
that.
No. Go ahead, Marty.
Hey everybody, Marty Gaup, former Air Force officer turned data scientist, and working at Archetype now about 2 years doing data science.
Awesome. Why don't we dive right into the article that I sent you guys that we kind of wanted to discuss this go round. Article title was Forcing AI on Developers is a Bad Idea That Is Going to Happen. We've still got time to make it better before it does. So, I mean, based on the article's viewpoints on the forced adoption of AI tools, like it has the JetBrains AI assistant in there as the example. What are your guys' thoughts on integrating AI technologies into development environments? And should there be more consultative approach with developers, or what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, we've seen a couple different IDE tools, Data IQ, Data Robot, and then there's some other ones that are injecting a little bit of AI help to a developer, and they're providing a little bit of checking or guidance, and that's one way to go. And it's by no means forced. Um, I'm in between. I think there's some really strong use cases. It obviously helps code work get done more quickly with fewer errors. Um, but I'm going to save my critique until Marty gives his take on this, because I do think it doesn't come for free.
So look, I think it's an efficiency play. I mean, people want to replace humans with machines. That's been since the dawn of time. I mean, and AI is the next iteration of that. The danger is machines are only as good as they're programmed. And yeah, this is generative AI. So, the programming is at a whole new level. But I have used generative AI to create code, and it has been awesome and epic fail at on the same project. So it's not a panacea. And I think that's the thing we have to be careful of here is you build or if you force the AI onto your employees, there may be some second and third order effects. I mean, Ken and I are both econometrics guys. Second and third order effects is what we live by, and that's what people never think about. The article talks about things like maintainability or in execution, and is there a human in the loop? I'm a big advocate of keeping a human in the loop. As soon as you start doing everything automatically, you better make sure you've tested every edge case out there, and that's just not feasible. So there's my critique. Ken, go ahead.
The creativity side of it, the long run creativity side of it concerns me. If you hand it to a relatively seasoned developer, whether they're writing hardcore Java code or if they're using some sort of higher level code like a Python type tool, it is going to change the way that they think about how you write code. Like you will not be as critical a code writer early in your career, and that will eventually turn you into a person who can't really think later in your career.
Yep.
I think about it. Eventually, this will make its way. Right now, it's in computing, but it'll make its way into data analysis. And without the proper foundations, the first principles to understand how data work gets done, you will tend to do data analysis in a very sloppy and non-targeted way. Hopefully that's not too much of a critique there, but sloppy
it should
bad.
be a tool,
Yeah.
just like a
It,
calculator. If you learn math on a calculator, you're not going to have as good of an understanding of the person who learned the times tables or plus tables and all that. But once you get the fundamentals, the calculator becomes a tool to allow you to do more advanced stuff. I think these AI engines, these helpers, I mean, look, what programmer out there doesn't go to Stack Overflow for help, right? You could go to Stack Overflow for everything, call yourself a programmer and just copy paste stuff. You're not a programmer. You got to understand the stuff.
Looks like I'm not a programmer. So I've always liked there's like a ditch on both sides of the road kind
Mhm.
of mentality. And obviously we're talking about there's the ditch on the side of making everything have to go through an AI lens for developers. But then there's the other side where there's a lot of companies that have these no AI policies. And it mentions that kind of in the article a little bit too. So like given these no AI coding policies that some companies have, how do you think organizations can balance the innovation potential of AI with the need to comply with still some of these policies? Is
Look,
there a
these no
middle
AI policies, I think, are a false security. My
ground?
former employer, I don't work there anymore, but when I did, I still know people there. They have that policy. What do these people do? They open their personal laptop and just do it there. So it's really it's a false, it's a false hope that you're sitting there. Um, I get why they do it because they're afraid of sharing, confidential information. But I think that, to your point, Mitchell, I think that's a mistake too, because it can be a helper. It can
Yeah,
help you be more efficient. And look, it's like companies that say you can't search things on Google. Well, then there's a lot of things I'm not going to be able to figure out because of that.
yeah. What about for you, Ken?
you better be a very patient company, right? That you're allowing a lot of mistakes. I mean, really, a lot of these code tools, Star Coder and a handful of other ones, they prevent you from making, you know, easy, relatively easy mistakes. And so, if you go off and run some gnarly code, you're not gonna, you'll find you're gonna prevent some of these problems more quickly by using those kinds of things. And so your screening process has to be better. You're going to have to hire better coders. Like
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're going to have to hire more expensive, better people if you choose not to use some of these AI tools. And that's part of the problem is the folks making these decisions don't know what the heck they're talking about. They really don't. I mean, I'm pretty seasoned and I barely understand this stuff, right? And like I can't even, and I've got some letters behind my name, and frankly, if you don't have that and you're trying to make a decision as an executive, man, you like the nuances of this are very difficult. It's not easy.
yeah,
Um, so just to make blanket statement, my point is make blanket statements is going too far.
Yeah.
You gotta really know what you're talking about and hire some ask your people
Yeah.
ask your ask your really good coders, hey, where's the value, where's the risk, and then make an informed decision. But don't try to make an informed decision, as Marty would say, based on what you see in the American Airlines magazine in the pocket of your last flight, right? Not the place to get information. No offense
That's
to
right.
America.
this kind of goes back to even our first episode we did with this, with talking about GPUs. Like, is there a level of some of these companies will hopefully, when maybe that becomes more cost effective, be starting to create their own large language models around their code and around to be able to control it a little more and keep the security and the intellectual property safe, essentially?
I mean, sure, but it's going to be a cost benefit
Yeah,
relationship. The cost of doing that is not trivial. The
yeah,
hardware, the software, the maintenance, the doing it right, and then
Yeah.
the upkeep. What's the
And if you,
benefit?
yeah,
If
and if
you're in
you
an
it,
industry
Marty,
that's highly classified, then yeah, sure. But if not,
yeah.
and a lot of the usage of this is there's nothing valuable or proprietary in there at all, right? It's a
mhm,
spell check. It's a spell checker.
mhm.
Okay, well, like you're not making a lot of money, like not misspelling words, right? If you like screw up a for loop and it fixes it for you, well, it's there's not much. You're not losing anything. Now, yeah, there's other places where there's probably some halfway decent proprietary code, but you're not checking your CUDA blah 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 in ChatGPT.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, I'll definitely obviously we'll share that article down in the chat, and I'd love to get other people's perspectives, comment on this, and we'll interact with those too as well on what your take is on that article. But the other thing I wanted to dive into, and I saw it came out either just on Friday or on Thursday, that I don't know if you guys saw the OpenAI new, and I believe it's pronounced Sora came out. So I'll share the screen here as well. So those listening, if you get a chance, definitely look it up online. But they're creating a video from text large language model here. So
Wow.
I'm curious on your guys' take on this, and I'll even scroll a little bit on here on some of the stuff of these videos that they're creating through just prompts. Like one of the prompts here for those listening is the prompt is just several giant woolly mammoths approach treading through a snowy meadow. Their long woolly fur lightly blows in the wind as they walk. Like that's
That's
impressive.
amazing.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, and it's so good. I guess if we should stare at this for a second and try to um, it's film looking, right?
Yeah.
Like all
Mhm.
of these have been film like. So it's going to be kind of specific to that. Um,
But look
there's
at
only
this. This is a human face. I mean, that was impressive.
Yeah.
That the detail there.
Or
Is that
look
a
at
real
this.
person or is
Here's
that generated?
oh,
here's
You
an
know?
wait, I think
animated scene.
what is this?
Yeah.
This one's harder. Okay. What does it say? Animated.
Yeah, animated scene featuring a close-up of a short, fluffy monster kneeling beside a melting red candle. The art style is 3D and realistic with a focus on lighting and texture. And it says the mood of the painting is one of wonder and curiosity as the monster gazes at the flame with a wide open eye and open mouth. It's so it's impressive what it's
Yeah.
generated.
It's so good. It makes me think back of. Do you remember Magic Leap? Do you remember that company? And when they put
Mhm.
out okay, Magic Leap was the kind of the OG VR headset, or one of the original ones. Super funded, like ridiculous. If you look them up, it's probably two. This is 10 years ago, $2 billion that went in to make to this thing. And they came out with some videos like this. And one was an elephant dancing, like a mini elephant dancing on like somebody's hand. It was amazing. And then nothing ever happened with it, and it was ridiculous. I'm hoping that this is not that because this is
It doesn't seem it. Like it's
yeah.
just some of these are. This one was. I love this one. A photorealistic close-up video of two pirate ships battling each other as they sail through the inside of a cup of coffee.
Come on.
That's too cool.
So I mean, I'm very fascinated to see where this goes. I will say, I don't think it's live yet. I think it's just they're announcing it.
Okay.
Um, because I went into the actual OpenAI, kind of the app store, whatever the marketplace or they're calling it, and there's a bunch now, and this is probably something they need to figure out how to correct. A bunch of things in there called Sora now in there that are fakes. And I ended up went into one, and I kind of wanted to see what it could do, and I was trying to make a video of Wilt Chamberlain playing one-on-one against LeBron James, and Wilt Chamberlain posterizing LeBron is what I was hoping for. And it spit out a link for me to click on. I clicked on it. It brings me to YouTube of the Rick Roll, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
Rick who? I think you mean Rick Ashley, a millennial who doesn't know his 80s pop stars.
But isn't it called like a Rick roll? Isn't that like this saying of like I Rick rolled you or something?
I've not heard of that.
It is a Rick roll.
It is
And
a
it is.
Rick roll.
It
Yeah.
is. I thought so.
Huh.
But this is so. there's something OpenAI is going to need a corrective for sure. Is all of the kind of now duplicates or people trying to pretend to be it. Because I felt for it, I did laugh and was impressed with the person who got me into that.
So I don't know if you guys caught it, but watching this video here, the ship on the right, there's a couple places where it's almost like it's floating above the coffee. So
I have noticed that.
it's not perfect, which is a little bit humbling, I guess, for them to know, that it's still not perfect, but
Yeah.
still the quality of what they're doing here with just
The
one
flags are
sentence
changing too.
is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the flags changed around multiple times.
Oh, the wind keeps changing direction. Yeah.
It's just amazing. Like,
Yeah, there's a couple too. Like if you look at, I was looking at a couple of these. Where's the one? Oh, it's at the beginning here. If you watch this woman walk, there's a couple times that she almost does like a little gallop. If you look at her legs, see right there, where it's like it's almost like she trips almost. Um, there's some of it, yeah, that I think is like, which I'm impressed though that like this is it looks like a real person.
Yeah,
Um,
it does.
so the fact that they're able to pull that off, so I encourage definitely people to go check out some of the stuff that they've created. Even look at this one of an eyeball
Yeah.
moving, and like it's just some cool stuff. I'm excited to play with it and see what we can create for sure. This will be interesting what it does to kind of the movie industry or video industry, and if people can create stuff
Well,
like
like
this.
B-roll. You can make B-roll now with a couple sentences.
Yeah, yeah. So wow, that's impressive. An octopus versus a crab of some sort.
Yeah.
yeah, spectacular.
Yeah, so I am very interested to play with it for sure.
Hmm.
Wow.
So how are we on time here? That's yeah, we're about up on time. So unless any closing remarks from you guys on even OpenAI's or AI
No, I'm with
development.
you. I can't wait to play with it and
And
see what we can do.
don't rickroll these poor folks when they subscribe. Hit the subscribe button.
I should know at this point. I'm gonna put the link of Rickroll just so that I can't be made fun of too much for calling it Rickroll. Uh, awesome. Well, yeah, definitely everybody like, subscribe, comment though for sure. I'd love to get everybody's take on these topics and uh, tune in next time for AI chatter. But thanks for listening.
Bye, everyone.